Hi, welcome to Searching in Fearless Tarot. Oh man, okay, so I have two decks today. I probably sound a little echoey because the house I'm in is a little echoey, but it's all right, we're gonna make it through. So I wanted to do a reading that had it that was based off of one card, like based off of a clarifier card. I might not be saying that right, but so we're gonna get into prayer. Father God, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for another day not promised. Thank you for all the love, guidance, and wisdom you share with us. We are nothing without it or you. Thank you for these gifts and these messages. Please help me to connect to my collective watching this video. What does the collective watching this video need to know at this time? What does the collective at this time need to know? Judgment in reverse. How perfect for a solar eclipse day. Okay. So we're facing some inner judgment right now. There could be some secrets that were brought to light in your social circles. Very painful secrets. Let's see. Okay, so with the Judgment reversed, I get the Hierophant reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and the Chariot reversed. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's rebelling against their social group or even rebelling against themselves. It makes them highly emotional when they do this though, and they don't know how to control their emotions, and that's why you're struggling to take control of your life with the Chariot reversed. That's why it feels like you're struggling in between two worlds right now. Okay. With the Two of Pentacles reversed, we could be struggling to balance these two worlds, and this could be coming to an end or a head. Maybe Spirit made the decision for you and forced you into a certain corner. But either way, you're taking this death pretty well. You're learning how to dance in it. You're learning how to be free in it. And it may not feel good right now. I know it may not feel good right now. But you're on the cusp of it feeling better. You wouldn't be in this situation or this scenario if you weren't strong enough to handle it. You wouldn't be who you were if you didn't have this. I feel like you're struggling because maybe a lot of the people around you aren't doing the same things that you're doing, or maybe they think in different ways, or maybe the people around you are refusing to grow, or maybe you've had a hard time your entire life being who you truly are and letting pride get in the way. But Spirit's taking that away from you right now. And while I know it may feel painful, like a struggle that you're never going to overcome or face, you're learning, Judgment again in the reversed, you're learning how to follow your heart. With the Hanged Man, this is a struggle, because look at this Hanged Man in this card. He's got the moon behind him. It's like you made this necessary sacrifice. You knew that this sacrifice needed to be made after the information that was put out was put out. And you're still hanging in the balance, and you're wondering and emotional at where the timeline could go. What are your possibilities now that everything's been taken away? Queen of Wands. You're learning how to enter into the feminine now. The reason why everything was taken away is because you need to learn how to receive. You need to learn how to open up the world with your heart and not your intellect. And you're doing that. You're in positive position. Judgment is in reverse, but this is only a season, friend. Let's see what you're waiting on. I'll clarify it with the tarot. Where are the cards? Spirit, please clarify Hanged Man. Please clarify Hanged Man. Yeah. A lot of you are going through anxiety and thinking about what was, worried about what will be. With the Judgment, though, this is necessary energy for you to transmute what's going on with you. How can you take that pain and put it into productivity? How can you take that pain and put your heart on a canvas? How can you take that pain and write words that will move and shake the people that listen or watch them, read them? Ace of Wands. You're here. It's okay to be in between worlds, and it's okay to not be okay. What's not okay is if you don't have people that have your back and aren't supporting you and taking the time to get to know why those are your passions, or even caring. God, I feel like that's so loud. It could just be my ear, but oh shit! All right. Look at this. Ace of Cups. A new opportunity. A new relationship. Could be romantic, could be a friend, could be a soulmate. Help you through this journey. Moonchild. I knew there was an importance to the Hanged Man and the moon and why I had to point it out. You're understanding your emotions and your moods, and you're integrating them within yourself. You're no longer suppressing them. That's scary because you'll look different when all of it's over, but I promise you it will not be a bad different. If anything, you've been waiting for this your whole life. You're turning into who you've always meant to become. If that makes any sense. The Empress. You're birthing a new world and you're embracing your feminine side. You know, before 2020, a lot of us didn't embrace our feminine side. Maybe we said that we embraced our feminine side, but in reality, we were scared and we were living our lives out of fear. Not all of us, not all of us. But if you resonate with this message, you were. And even though maybe things might have looked great on the outside, they may have looked prosperous and abundant, you felt alone. You felt like you were screaming in a glass case of emotion because you had been suppressing it for all those years. Male, female, trans, I don't care. Doesn't matter. You are learning how to birth a new age within yourself. You are learning how to love yourself through all of the pitfalls, through all of the things you never wanted to happen to you but did, through all the secrets that came out that you could have taken to your grave. I know this feels like destruction, and I've seen a lot of people around me go through chaos and a lot of secrets come out. But I'm telling you, in a year from now, this story is going to look different. And the only reason why it's so scary and so emotional is because you're going through a season. And maybe this is the first time you've ever encountered a season like this, but I can tell you that you're on the right track. You're aligning your insides. And when I say aligning your insides, I mean aligning your emotional world. 3 of Swords, healing. 8 of Pentacles, growing. 5 of Wands, what the... All right. With the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles, you could feel like you're moving pretty far, but with the 5 of Wands, not far enough or not fast enough. You keep moving forward, but you're propelling this image that isn't you. And when I say it isn't you, I mean, maybe you're depressed and you're not telling people. Maybe you're scared or you're worried that the people around you that love you will not understand or will not take the time to listen to you. Also, I'm feeling like there is just a general anxiety around being misunderstood because of everything that's happened to you. Like from anybody, from a fucking store clerk. There's just a general anxiety around being misunderstood. It doesn't mean you feel lonely. And it doesn't mean you're scared necessarily. It just means you're hesitant, you're guarded. You're not as open as you used to be because you're bare. Because maybe the facade that was put on so long ago that never served you has finally been taken away. And you don't know what life looks like without that. But think about when you went off to college, think about all of the journeys that you've been on where you really didn't necessarily know. And I feel like a lot of times society is like 18, 21, these are big birthdays and whatever. But it's not just birthdays. You're learning that it's cycles of life and that you can be excited and have a new transition at any point in your life. It doesn't matter what age you are. So think of this as turning 21. 21's too like happy-go-lucky. I'd say think of this more as your Saturn return. Think of this more as like, for those of you who are over 28, or those of you that are going through your Saturn return, if your Saturn is in Aquarius, these lessons are teaching you structure. They're teaching you structure, but it's interesting because Saturn is in Aquarius. So at the same time, it's rebellion all in one felt swoop. But it's a rebellion. It's because you knew the foundation. It's because you've lived the foundation. You've perfected the normal life. You know, you've perfected what you're supposed to look like within society. And I honestly think that you were so bored of your life that this had to happen, because this wouldn't have changed. You wouldn't have decided to move forward. You wouldn't have gone as far as you've come, if that makes any sense. And it's like, along the way that it was necessary. And it's almost like a bittersweet feeling now. It doesn't feel, for some of you, it could be really fresh. So this could be a really hard month or two for you. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this depression, this sadness, this directionless is less visceral for you. It's less visceral, and you're in more of a state where you're able to integrate who you were into who you're becoming. And it's awkward as shit. I mean, guys, think about it. Think about our middle school years. Think about our high school years. Also, it can be pretty perplexing to understand that maybe the cycles that you thought you were over and that you were just gonna cruise the rest of your life, not cruise, but not have to learn those hard lessons that maybe we suppressed when we were younger again. You're shocked by it. But it's not a shocked in like a, I hate this, fuck this, I don't want to do this. It's more of a shocked in like a, shit. Like there's no way I could have ever imagined this trajectory. There's no way I could have ever imagined things flying this way. I thought it was always going to be X, Y, and Z. That's going to be fucking uncomfortable, man. If you've built your life a certain way for what, 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. You're learning that you don't have to be stuck anymore. That you don't have to live like you're screaming. I just keep seeing you screaming in a glass case of emotion, literally. Like that's what Spirit is showing me, is you're screaming, but you feel like nobody can hear you, or you were screaming and you felt like nobody could hear you. And maybe the choices that you had to make to get out of that were rash. Maybe there were people that you had to leave behind that you never thought would leave behind, or people who talked behind your back or betrayed you that you never in a million years thought that that would happen, but it did. And now you're having to come to terms with that reality. It's okay to be where you're at. It's okay to not be okay. But I honestly, I'm not even worried about you isolating anymore or anything like that, because I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing you isolate. I'm seeing you break through the barriers. I'm seeing you create a whole new reality for yourself. For some reason, that's what I got. With the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, you've been asking yourself, what is stability? What is abundance? What do I really want for the rest of my life? Because it ain't this 9 to 5, or it isn't this relationship, or it isn't blah, X, Y, and Z, you know? Spirit is with you in this time when everything is crumbling. Just remember that this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And I know you might be pissed, and I hope you're pissed. Because if you're pissed, then you're moving through that emotion. You're moving through that heartache. I don't care. Hate me. Hate me for saying the same reading that's probably been given to you for the last 2 months. That's fine. I would rather you hate me than to sit there numb, even for the rest of your life. Because if you hate me, that means you're directly connecting to your emotions and you're moving through it. Especially if you're still watching and you didn't want to punch me in the face in the first, 10 minutes. Beautiful. Divine Wisdom in the reverse. 8 of Swords in the reversed. And the 6 of Cups. I feel like some of you could be getting signs. I'm gonna get a clarity on Divine Wisdom reversed. Divine Wisdom reversed. Please clarify Divine Wisdom reversed. Bam, okay. Fuck. This might be calling me out. Some of you could be struggling to get through this cycle, and maybe you're using escapism tendencies like overspending, over shopping, over drinking, over smoking, over blah, 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 whatever. And that's what's keeping you guarded. So keep that in mind. The only thing that's holding you back that you're letting go of actively, and I know you probably don't feel like you're letting it go or you're ever going to let it go, but you will, is your view on society, your view on family, your view on what that is. Some of you could have been very sturdy in your views on marriage and relationships and all of that good stuff, but you're leaving that behind because of differences, because you're not meant to be doing the cookie cutter thing. You're not meant to have the white picket fence. You're meant to be you and express yourself in a limitless amount of ways. Let's clarify the 6 of Cups. Spirit, please clarify the 6 of Cups. This is talking about memories, happiness. Some of you could be worried about the past and not able to close it out. If you guys have been, if some of you have been actively doing things in order to help yourself, in order to get rid of the past, in order to not get rid of the past, but move forward in it, to process it, to be who you are, this takes time. And if you feel like your life is in a stalemate, if you feel like your life is stagnant or it's not moving anywhere, just know that divine timing is a thing, people. And that if you're meant to be stagnant, you're meant to be stagnant right now, to take a rest and truly think about the new possibilities, because those ideas will change from day to day as these issues and these secrets grow further and further away from you, and you have more and more hindsight and time to process them. You've got this, my friends. You've got this. Okay. Let's do a guidance card. By the way, guys, I keep my notifications on because I feel like they confirm certain messages for me. So if I hear a text ding out of nowhere, I feel like that's confirmation. That's why. I'm not trying to be rude. I fucking knew this card was gonna show up. Damn it. Okay. Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. Okay. It's funny because like I saw this on the bottom of the deck when I pulled it out, and I was like, I feel like that's going to be it. So this is my Virgo energy card, okay? So Virgo could definitely be heavily in your chart. Anna, Grandmother of Jesus is talking about laying the foundations for the generations ahead of you. This talks about breaking the ancestral bonds that have happened for generations within your family. I want you to recognize that you are the hero of your ancestors, and they are helping you every step of the way. No matter how many fuck-ups you think you do or wherever you're going, keep connected to them. You're doing the right thing. You are literally laying foundations for the generations ahead of us, and it may not feel like it right now, but there's a plan. I'm going to read this. Okay. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all of life. She is not widely known, but without her Christ consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being, while knowing that they would not see the glorious end result. She represents the dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother, and the mystic who can see the thread that is woven through all of life. Anna teaches us that we all have a part to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be on the world stage to be significant. One person's part is not healthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another may be to gather women in circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we incarnated to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. So you guys are learning to bring unconditional love to the physical plane. That's fucking huge, man. Do you know how difficult that is? Do you know how many generations, hundreds of thousands of billions of years that this hasn't happened? Go back into your family. What issues did you have that you're resolving, that your mother, your grandmother, your father, your grandfather, your cousins, whatever, couldn't release, didn't choose to release? What are you removing? Because I tell you right now, you're making big moves. I hope you know that. See you next time, guys.